I keep getting slandered for why I haven't put the Dallas Cowboys at number one since the beginning of the season. So this is my whole thing, right? So pretty much I've had Dallas in my top three pretty much the first week and the second week whenever y'all played the Giants and when y'all played the Jets, right? So last week I knocked them down to 6 when they lost to the Cardinals. And so this week I have them back up at 5, back in the top 5. And so the only reason why that I haven't had them at number one, because although they are showing that as far as like, the defense, as far as, statistically and turning over the ball, that they might be the best defense in the league, I still just haven't seen a position to where we can honestly say that, yeah, the offense like actually had to go out and win a game. Like the one game where I feel like it needed to be on Dak's shoulders was Arizona, and we saw how that looked. And I ain't finna be one of these people overreacting like, oh well, if they did it against Arizona, is I ain't finna be one of them. But at the
True.
same time, it's like the Cowboys don't score in the red zone a lot.
Okay. I
So
was
if we just look at, because me and Rob was talking about this today. So game one, they got into the end zone once whenever they played. No, I'm sorry, that was a Philly we was talking about. Game one, I believe y'all scored 3 touchdowns. Game two, I believe it was two. Game one, I believe it was one, and it was field goals. And then this last game, they only got to the end zone twice, right? So I'm like, okay, for that, I had them at top, for the longest I had them at number 3. But I'm like, what's going to happen if, there's another game like Arizona and the defense can't take the ball away, the defense can't get the ball in the end zone, and it's up to the offense to do all the scoring in the end zone. Because again, although y'all are putting up a lot of points, it's going to come to a point where, you know, field goals ain't going to keep the Cowboys in the game. And they've been kicking a lot of field goals. You know what I mean?
true.
So that's kind of been the only reason why I haven't had them at number one, because I haven't seen a complete game from both sides of the ball, or a game where, the offense clearly has to drag that team to a win. I feel like the one game they were tested in was against the Cardinals. And even Micah said it. They played down to their competition and they got beat. Like, even with the injuries they had on the offensive line, I still feel like there wasn't a reason why they shouldn't have won that game, because shit, Tony Pollard still had his numbers.
Okay. If I could interject. So
Uh-huh.
everything you're saying is right. I think the test would be this weekend. For some reason, if we miraculously do beat the 49ers, you have no choice but to put them at least number one or two next week. Because keeping it real, this is going to be the biggest battle we've had
This gonna
all
be the
year.
biggest game this year.
And if we can actually accomplish this, it doesn't mean Super Bowl because I know Cowboys fans, we get a little bit too hyped up and excited. But I mean, goddamn, it's a really positive outlook on what our future may look like this year. So I respect you keeping them at number five, or because we haven't earned it yet. But if we do beat them this week, by next Tuesday, I should hopefully see them be number one no more than number two. Because what else do they need to prove to you at that point in time?
I think it's really just gonna come down to how they win that game, and really it's just gonna be,
No, it
are
doesn't
we
matter.
got are we actually gonna just? I think it. The only way I can really put them up there if I actually see some production from the offense. Can you get into the end zone? Because that's the only way you beat the 49ers. If you don't keep kicking field goals, they're gonna give you that shit all day.
Yeah, but that's not fair to say, oh, how they win. No, a win is a win in this situation because they're the top dogs in the entire NFL. So if we win by a field goal, a safety, or 1 point, we still have to get our props for this win, no matter
Oh
how it
no,
comes
I'm not
out. Because
saying like I ain't saying like that. I'm just like, you know, if it come down to, I mean, I'm gonna still get y'all props, but if it's a low scoring game and it's like, y'all got one touchdown and 3 goddamn field goals, I'm gonna still applaud you for the win, but the same problem is still glaring. You know what I'm saying? And
I
niggas is
get
really
you.
mad at me because I got the Bills over the Cowboys. Like, come on, they just dog walked like the team we were talking about is the second best team in the NFL, man. Held them boys under 30 points, and they say I'm wrong for that. They beat the shit out of them.
But again,
But okay, so do you feel like that the Bills do deserve to be over the Cowboys this week? Because I had them over the Cowboys last week too, but I only had
yes.
them a spot above them.
The reason why, because what they did to Miami, it was really, it was impressive. And again, I told you, I'm not sold on Tua. Y'all on Tua nuts. Y'all love Tua. I told you, I'm not sold on Tua. But
Yeah,
I'm still not gonna be sold on Tua. But what Buffalo did, I get it. The first game against freaking Jets was a fluke. They should have won that game.
I don't think it's a
The
fluke, bro. Shit, the Jets beat them last year,
but
and it was a low scoring game.
look at how the game ended. And Josh Allen was just acting a fool that game. Just keeping it real. Ever
He
since then, Josh.
was, he was. I feel you, but like I said, I wasn't surprised they beat them because we've seen the Jets defense play them good before. You know what I'm saying? Like, of course, like when you look at the end of the game, we realize that clearly it was the defense and special teams that won. But that's what beat them before was their defense and special teams.
Correct. But the only reason why I put the Bills over us is because we lost to Arizona and they beat Miami.
Thank you.
So,
That's all I'm
so
trying to say, bro. Because I was just like, when you look at the losses that Buffalo and Cowboys took, which one looks worse to you?
Arizona's lost.
Just honestly, thank you. And that's all it is. Because people can say what
So
they want to about Zach Wilson, but when we just look at least the defensive side of the Jets, that shit real. We saw shit. They damn near beat Patrick Mahomes in Kansas City. You know what I'm saying? And of course,
yeah,
we know with New England, they always play good defense, but it always come down because Zach Wilson score over 15 goddamn points. So it's like it
that's
ain't
true.
like they defense ain't like that. Hell, they stopping niggas. But it's like, the argument, oh, well, we beat them. Like, okay, that's fine. But you still gotta, I just, like I say, when I make these lists, I just look at everything as like the season as a whole. And then, just kind of how they look, as far as recently, you know what I'm saying? So I understand, Cowboys held the Patriots to 3 points. I ain't taking that away from them. But I just feel like even though Miami scored more points, it was a more impressive win.
Correct, because they pretty much shut two out the entire second half.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
And Tua, who was on pace for whatever yards, Tua is coming back to normal. Like I said, I'm not sold on Tua, bro. Never have, never will. That's
and see,
it.
this dude saying 124 was 20, but again, you're still the side of the ball that you keep trying to hang your hat on to move the Cowboys up is only the defense. You don't you like everybody that come to me, they talking about what the defense do, but then I say, okay, what the offense do? Niggas quiet.
Nah, but you cannot say it because teams have won championships that way. The '85 Bears, the 2000 Ravens, like teams you cannot knock the defense for scoring or putting the offense in great field position to score because it's all part of the same game. So I get what
It's
you're saying. Our red zone offense is
like
terrible.
it's
It
part
is.
of the same game, but like I said, the only reason why, and I mean, that I do it like just did it like this is because I just don't know how the offense is going to look when it comes to crunch time where it's time for the offense to produce. That's all I'm saying. I'm not knocking it. I mean, of course, you win the games how you win the games. It's just so far, I have not seen anything from the offense that just says, oh, these niggas is really like that. You know what I'm saying? They haven't had to do nothing. So it ain't like, trying to diminish them or nothing like that. But it's like, come on, man. Like, I mean, we seen one game, where the defense ain't do nothing and, it ain't look good. It's just like, okay, is that gonna happen again? Or is the offense, is Mike McCarthy really gonna have these niggas up? You know what I'm saying?
Correct. Our offense is good. It's just our red zone offense we have to improve on.
That's
That's
it.
it.
And that's my only knock is that they just don't get it to the end zone. That's the only thing. And I don't think I'm out of pocket for that. Some niggas be trying to come in my at my neck.
You're not, but 3 out of the 4 games that we've played,
And see, here they go. They're not clicking on offense. What makes y'all think that like
it's a long season, bro.
no, I'm saying no,
It's
I know it's a long season, but this is just right now. It's just like, come on, man. Like the Cowboys defense, special teams, amazing. But like, can we like are we really gonna sit here and say that the Cowboys offense has just been like all that? I mean, they haven't had to be. And I'm not
yeah,
knocking y'all for that, but it's like, you know what I'm
yes, you
saying?
are.
What have we seen? Like
Okay,
we
the offense.
the one game where the offense was really needed, to keep them in the game, we saw what happened. You know what I'm saying? And that's what we believe to be, a lot of people believe the Cardinals to be inferior competition to y'all. So that's the only reason why I got them where I got them.
Hey, but honestly though, don't act like the Cardinals not playing everybody tough.
No, they
The
are.
Cardinals,
Don't get me
yeah.
wrong.
So
But like I said, even Micah said that shit, y'all played down to y'all competition, and that's why y'all lost. So I mean, hey, I can only go off of what's done happened so far. Like I said, I ain't trying to knock them niggas in their offense, but it's like we ain't really had to see too much from them niggas as far as they ain't really had to put up a lot of points because defense and special teams been doing it. But at the same time, we can also say that the one game where they needed to put some points up, they didn't do it. I don't think that's unfair to say.
it's not. But first, again, the offense is not bad. It's just the red zone offense that can be fixed. You act like the entire offense is just horrible. It's not.
No, I'm
The
I'm
offense is not
stri- I'm
garbage.
strictly talking red zone, bro. It's just when y'all
Correct.
get into the red zone, they have not been able to put up a lot of touchdowns. Dak only
Because
has 4 passing touchdowns this season, man.
again, Dak has not been needed to do too much because the defense has helped out.
No, he
Pretty
hasn't.
much
But I'm just saying, even when
correct.
he gets
So
down there, they can't get into the end zone. That's all I'm saying.
okay, it's only
That's
been
all I'm
one.
saying.
Okay,
Like they
it's only
can
been
get there, but once they get to the red zone, they just not producing points. Like I don't like they literally are saying that the defense and special teams has put up the same amount of touchdowns as this nigga Dak. I don't think I'm out of pocket for what I'm saying. They
I
got
mean,
4, he got 4. They pretty much been doing just as much as him. All I'm saying is what's gonna happen when the offense really need to take over a game. That's all I'm saying. And we haven't seen that yet. I ain't
hey,
knocking them for the games they had to win. He ain't had to do nothing. But the one game that he did, he laid an egg. That's all I'm saying. But it was just one game. Niggas act like I done kicked these niggas act like I kicked these niggas at the top 10.
yeah, but you're emphasizing a lot on one particular aspect, and I get it because that's the only flaw you can see. The team is so damn good, you're nitpicking at flaws. So I get it. It's
It's
understandable.
that's just the one thing, bro. It's just literally that. That's it. That's the only thing is when are we gonna see where the offense really gonna have to just tee up and take over a game?
This week, mark my words, this weekend, you're gonna see the offense take over.
Hey man, I feel like that's what it's gonna take.
Let's see.
No, bro, I'm just reading these comments. No, I don't think I'm reaching, but shit, it is what it is, bro. I ain't making none of this shit up. I mean, hopefully, hey, I mean, I don't really give a damn. I just love the game of football. I ain't no fan, but hey, hopefully he prove y'all right. Cause like I said, I ain't seen nothing.